This is a full guide on how to crush it on Etsy this year. And it doesn't matter whether you are new to Etsy or you are a seasoned seller on Etsy. This guide can absolutely help you level up and crush the Etsy platform. And this entire video is exactly what I would do to build a successful Etsy store this year. Now, we all know Etsy isn't really about hacks or tricks or tips or gathering little pieces of information here and there. It really is about strategy, time, and skill. And that is what this video is going to be about today. And first and foremost, before we get into it, I want to crush this #1 myth that I hear being shared right now. And that myth is that print on demand is saturated. And I am so sick of hearing it. And I just want to encourage you, if you're watching this, if you have been interested in print on demand, if this is something that you want to do, please do not let anyone else discourage you from doing it, because I can assure you it is still very much profitable and there are tons of sales to be made here. And it makes me really sad when I see others on YouTube, whether it's someone making YouTube videos or someone in the comments telling other people not to do Etsy print on demand. It's honestly such a disservice to others. It's a defeatist mentality and it's killing other people's dreams. And I'm going to give you 2 examples of people that have been working with me who were told that Etsy print on demand is saturated. So they delayed their dreams because of other people saying this, and now they are crushing it. So please, I want to stress to you, if you want to do this, it's never been a better time and you can do this. I personally don't like Shopify, and I'm not going to come on YouTube and tell other people not to do Shopify, right? Just because it didn't work out. For me, it's just not my thing. I love Etsy, so I'm going to encourage people to do Etsy. Like, promote what you love, not what you hate, right? So I'm a huge fan of building businesses on Etsy. And, my passion is to get that message across. So yes, print on demand is what I'm going to recommend. And this is coming from someone who has made several hundreds of thousands of dollars with handmade products on Etsy as well. And I still do have a handmade product that made me over $10,000 this month so far. And I am in the process, even though that's still selling, of getting rid of that store, because I am full on pumped about print on demand and where this is heading in this year. So if I was starting a store right now, I would pick one print-on-demand product to start with. Whether it's t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, tumblers, tote bags, pick one product, because that's going to allow you to have one template and it's going to allow you to keep it simple, right? Later on, you can expand into other products, but this is going to help you to move faster, build quicker, and grow very, very fast. And I'm just going to say it one more time. No, Etsy print on demand is not saturated. I'm going to give you a couple examples of people that are in my group right now and having success. Okay, so this is a girl in my group here, and she said, I just wanted to post this to help motivate other new sellers. I just opened my shop about a week ago. And she said, I almost didn't even create one because I've heard so many people say, oh, it's too saturated. It's been done already, blah, blah, blah. There is room at the table for all of us, okay? This is what she did in 1 week, $1,146. And I spoke to her, and we hopefully plan to do an interview in the new year, but these results are phenomenal, and as we get into the training, I'm going to hit on some things that she specifically did that other people may not have done in order to get these kinds of results, right? Because these results are phenomenal, and I never guarantee anyone's results, right? Because there are a lot of variables on Etsy, and there is some skill involved as well. But this is what is possible when you get it right with Etsy print on demand. And here is another girl who literally started her Etsy shop back in October. October 27th, she posted in my group that somebody just favorited one of her items, and that might be small potatoes for some seasoned Etsy sellers, but she was really excited about it. Now, just about a month and a half later, she hit 100 sales. 100 sales in a month and a half. And this is with Etsy print on demand. So brand new store, having success almost right out of the gate. So first and foremost, we have to research, right? And if you watched any of my videos, you will know about 60% of the videos on my channel here are about low competition research. So first, we're looking at starting right now in December, you want to pick one evergreen niche to dominate. And when I mean dominate, I'm talking 50 to 100 listings for that niche, because that is going to give you the best possibility of the customer that's searching clicking on one of your listings and getting over to your store. So whatever it is in the evergreen niches, whether it's one of the million different professions that are out there that people love to purchase shirts for, whether it's wedding parties, zodiac, a birthday, there are so many evergreen niches. Pick one and do the research for it and dominate that niche. And then also holiday niches, right? Right now, at the time of this video, we're coming up on Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. So pick one of those and dominate it with 50 to 100 listings. Now, this advice applies to print on demand. If I was doing a physical product Etsy store, I would approach it totally differently. And I can say this because I do have two different kinds of stores, and I have way less listings in my physical product stores that have created six figures. However, you're going to pay with that over time by having to hand make and fulfill orders. Whereas with print on demand, you put in more work up front by doing more listings. And from doing both, I would much rather be listing on Etsy all day rather than hand making and shipping items. In the beginning, it's really exciting and fun to hand make things that you're passionate about, but over time, it becomes a major time suck. And I prefer things that I can do one time and will pay me over and over and over again, which is what print on demand is. Yes, pick one evergreen niche and one holiday niche and dominate. And then you need, in my opinion, I will say in my opinion, because I know there are other people out there that have success on Etsy without doing this. However, this is what has worked for me. Maybe it will work for you too, like it has some of the other examples that I showed you in this video. Data-driven tool has been essential for my success, where I can find those low competition keywords where there is a gap in the marketplace that as a new store, you can jump in and fill a need where you're not competing with a whole lot of other sellers. And so with Sales Samurai, I use the tool to do a basic search, and I also use the Chrome extension to dig further deeper into these niches and find these low competition but high search volume keywords. And I have tons and tons of tutorials on my channel showing this process over and over and over again. So be sure to subscribe here and click my playlist at the end of this video so you can see the full entire process. But when you're creating a title for Etsy, this is going to be a huge part of how customers find your listing, and that's by using a variety of low competition keywords, medium competition keywords, and high competition. And as your store grows, as the quality score of your listing gets better, and that happens by using up all of the real estate available to you by Etsy and also getting good conversions with your listing, you can tap into those higher competition keywords. But I structure it just like this: a good variety of low competition keywords, a couple medium, and a couple high. And I would not be able to know what the competition is without using Sales samurai. So I am going to link a free trial for you down below so you can test it out and just see if that works for you. So after you do your research and find those low competition keywords within the niches that you chose, and yes, I'm going to say niches. I know there's lots of different ways to say it. My husband is British and he agrees with me that it is niches, and you will never hear me say the word niche because I think it sounds so silly. So let's move along. Before launch, I would recommend having at least 50 designs ready to go. And that's going to give you a good fresh start out of the gate. And how I approach this is to create a template so you can easily switch out elements. So you can have cohesive fonts, colors, layouts, and yet be different from others who are already in that niche. So when you type in those keywords and you go to the first page, if you see a bunch of like tan sweatshirts and white sweatshirts, then maybe you want to do a navy sweatshirt, right? You want to do different colors, different layouts. You want to stand out from your competition, not look exactly like them. So if you look exactly like them, you're just going to blend in and not get the click. So this is how I approach it before launching to make sure that you are fully organized and ready to go. And that leads me into my next point, being organized. And as I mentioned, if you create those templates for yourself of fonts, layouts, colors, then you can easily switch elements out for each niche. And then you can commit yourself to a daily listing routine, because daily activity in the store is necessary, right? Just like you would show up for a job every single day to earn pay. When you're just starting your Etsy store, it's going to be the same, except you're going to have to put in more work up front. If you want to get paid, you're going to have to show up every single day. And you're going to get better as you go. So if you keep putting in the work, if you keep showing up, you're going to be able to build that skill over time, because a repetition builds the skill. Because in the beginning, you may not know that your designs are absolutely horrible. You may think that they're pretty good, but the more that you do it, you'll look back and see that your designs improved so much. And in the beginning, they probably weren't that good, and that's probably why you weren't getting sales. And I would set my goal to 1,000 listings as soon as possible. I showed you an example of one of the girls in my mastermind group who got 100 sales in her first month and a half. And what she did was this exact thing right here. She got up 1,000 listings as quickly as she could. And that is how she achieved those results so quickly. So to me, 1,000 listings is such a great benchmark for print on demand. The quicker you can do it, the quicker you're going to see results. Of course, you want quality listings, but if you can do 1,000 quality listings, you are going to be off to a much better start than someone who just puts up 30. So map out a plan to hit this goal as soon as possible. Whether it's 2 listings a day, 5 listings a day, or 50 listings a day, whatever you can commit to, write it down on your schedule and make sure that you do not go to bed until you get that amount of listings up. And once again, repetition builds the skill. You're going to improve over time. And so the more listings that you do and the more that you do in a day, the more efficient and quicker that you're going to get. Next, running Etsy ads has been absolutely essential to my success on Etsy, and I always have started out with at least $5 a day ad spend. Etsy does allow you to do as little as $1, so if that's what works for you, to start there. But $5 is going to see a more significant difference, and I personally max out the available amount of ad spend when possible. In the beginning, Etsy is going to cap you at $25 ad spend, but if you continuously run ads for $25 a day, they're going to start increasing it to $100, $200, and so on. You should know that they don't usually spend anywhere near the total amount that you set your budget to. And just a rule of thumb that I personally like to follow, I haven't really seen anyone else mention this, so I don't know if other Etsy sellers do this, but this is what I have found to work for me. If I spend $5 on an Etsy ad and I don't have a sale, I will literally just turn it off. And then as that ad starts running and performing and generating sales, I like to look for 5 times ROI. So 5 times the amount that I'm spending on the ads. So right now in one of my stores, I am running ads on 12 listings and I have it set for $500 a day ad spend. Now, it doesn't spend anywhere near that amount, but that is what I have it set on right now. And then as you do that, Etsy is going to show you which keywords your buyers are searching for, and they're going to tell you which ones are getting a high click rate and which ones are getting a high click rate and a high order rate. And so this is going to tell you most of your ad budget is being wasted on this particular keyword because people are clicking a ton but not buying. So for this is a new ad that I started in one of my stores, and 162 people clicked because of this particular keyword, but they didn't buy. Now with this keyword, which I covered up because obviously this is something that I put a lot of effort into researching, it got 65 clicks and a high order rate. So that's a keyword obviously that I really want to hone in on for my store and my listings and probably get rid of this one. To me, Etsy ads are very simple, very straightforward. They literally lay it all out for you and tell you what you need to know and basically what to do next. So next I will just go and turn that one off because it's wasting my ad budget, and that's going to help me to optimize my spend. And just so you can see what some return on ad spend may look like, because this is very helpful for me to see, here's just a handful of different ads, some newer, some have been up for a little bit longer. So this particular ad got 6,000 views, 182 clicks, and 22 orders. So my return on ad spend there is 5 times. So I spent $81 to make $443 in return. And then for this one, it got 1,000 views, 17 clicks, 4 orders. So my return on ad spend for this ad is 8 times. So I spent $8 to make $75. And then we have this one, which is a brand new ad that got 300 views, 6 clicks, and that is a 6 times return on ad spend. So I spent $3.57 to make $23 in return. Now, even if I was just breaking even on my ads, I would still do it because that's a buyer, and Etsy has a ton of return buyers. Once someone buys from you once, that buyer, their contact information, that is priceless to your business. But if you're getting 5, 6, 8 times your ad spend, that is a major plus. Those are really good results in my book. So then as you start getting those sales, you want to double down on what is working. You see you got a sale, the person liked that design, the keyword was good, you want to expand upon that, right? Do that design in different variations, different design style, different color shirt, different color font, do more listings, right? Dominate that niche, whatever the listing was in. And you can do different SEO blocks, so you can try different titles, different tags. You can expand into different product varieties. If you're doing a t-shirt, put it on a mug, put it on a sweatshirt, expand, right? Expand upon what is working, and that is how we crush it. Then as you're getting those sales, I always love to ask my customers for reviews, and by doing this, you're going to be able to allow your future buyers to know what to expect, and that customer feedback is going to build the confidence of your future customers. It's also going to give your store authority. So never be afraid to ask for reviews from your customers, and most customers usually like to be followed up with anyways. So I would just send something very simple like this. "Hi," whatever your customer's name is, "thanks so much for your order. We are a new small business and I just wanted to make sure you are happy with everything. If so, we would love and appreciate your review. Let us know if you need anything. Happy holidays," and then your store name. If it's not around the holidays, you can change the greeting to something else, but just something simple. Let them know that you're new and that you would appreciate their feedback. And this has worked very well for me. My customers have been very receptive to that. Of course, not everyone is going to respond. There's no need to harass your customers and keep following up. Literally just send that and move along. If they don't leave a review, no worries, there's always another. And last but not least, comparison is the thief of joy, right? Oftentimes, new Etsy sellers will get so down on themselves because they'll see other people having success way quicker than them. And something you need to keep in mind when you're seeing how quickly other people are succeeding is that they are probably on a different stage of learning than you. So these are the 4 stages of learning, and everyone that starts Etsy comes in at a different place based upon, their past history or things that they have experienced doing. Now, I personally have been working online for a very long time. So I would say when I came into Etsy, I was about here, conscious competence, because I've had experience running businesses in the past. I've had a lot of experience working with Canva and designing things for various things, not necessarily print on demand, but other things. Now, a lot of people that start Etsy start down here, which is unconscious incompetence. That means they don't really know how much they have to learn in order to become a master. They're just getting started. They're just starting to learn. They don't realize that they're really bad at everything that they do. But as they start digging into training like this one, they start seeing where they need to improve. They start learning. They become conscious of what they're not good at. And so they start to work on those things. And as you work on those things, you know now that you have the skill, but you still have to kind of think about it as you do it. And then as you do it repetitively over time, you come up here where now you no longer have to think about it. You're a master and you have unconscious competence. You don't have to think about the skill. It's like when you drive a car after many years, you just get in the car and drive. You don't have to think about what to do. It's the same thing with Etsy and print on demand. You have to work your way up the stages of learning. So the example that I gave earlier of the girl that came in and absolutely blew everyone out of the water with $1,000 in revenue in her first week, I would say she also came in right here because she had a background in business already, and her business is photography. So she also has an eye for things, and she has already worked with design elements. So she came in right here with previous skills that helped her to excel. Now, someone who's never ran a business and somebody who's never messed with Canva or anything like that, it's going to take them a little bit of time to work their way up to here. So don't get discouraged when you see others absolutely crushing it and it's taking you a little bit longer. You just need to work your way up the competence scale. But anybody can learn it, right? It is a skill that is learnable, and it is a simple skill that can develop in a very short period of time. So I hope this Etsy guide has been extremely beneficial for you and that you are pumped to have a very successful year on Etsy. These are all very simple steps, and when taken into account to the fullest, can lead to massive amounts of results. If you would like to take your Etsy print-on-demand business to the next level, I'm going to link for you down below my free 7-day Etsy bootcamp. You can go through that over the next 7 days and be equipped with the steps to get started with your very own business. I'm also going to link for you my Etsy playlist, and you can go through there, watch all of my past videos, and decide if this is something that you want to do and commit to. And I look forward to having you on this journey with the rest of us who absolutely love Etsy print on demand. Make it an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video.